Hello world. Today we are going to talk about psychology of YouTube. This was actually a winning title or theme of my previous poll, and next week we are going to talk about psychology in music or psychology of music. So, like every week, I will be streaming here on Facebook, and then I will upload this video on my YouTube channel. If you are new here, this is because I cannot stream on YouTube with my phone because I need at least 1,000 subscribers, and because I cannot take videos with my computer that way that my face won't be shown. I need to use my phone, and Facebook is the only option I have. But I also decided to do this on Facebook because I have the most followers here, and this page, this social media seems more active. So, like always, I will talk about specific topic, and then you can write comments and questions, and I will try to reply to them. Also, since I don't have any badges on my page, I decided to like call some of you top fans because you're always here and supporting me. And if you're a top fan, you can always suggest different topics and talk to me even outside the page. But if you're just regular fan, we can only interact on this page and we won't be able to talk as much. So try to, if you are more active on my page, you can actually suggest and help me build this page even more than usually are. But today that's not the main topic. Today we are going to talk about YouTube. So YouTube was actually theme for my master's thesis, and it is also one of the most undersearched um, psychological themes, or should I rather say, in psychology, YouTube is one of the most undersearched social or other media. So when I was writing my thesis, I had problems to find any scientific researchers that would actually help me. So I'm actually one of the first scientists or researchers that I was looking at YouTube from psychological point of view. So YouTube is actually a social media or media which has a huge role in my life because I made my personal YouTube channel only a few months after YouTube started. And from then, I was actually seeing it grow and change. And when I was firstly using YouTube, YouTubers and other things didn't exist. And YouTube was mostly for sharing personal videos, such as we now know on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook. And some started to upload music and series and movies, but those things were really short, maybe a few minutes, so the whole movie couldn't be uploaded, but you could upload lots of music videos. And from then on, YouTubers appeared, and now we are here. So when it comes to psychology of YouTube, I was actually researching how YouTubers affect behavior and if they are role models, or as in psychology we say, influence models. In, well, now we know identification models, and now we are using the word influencers, as you all heard about that. So identification models, and I was exploring how YouTubers affect adolescents. So adolescents are are people who are between 12 and 18 years old, but it depends on culture and it depends on country. It depends when you are like perceived as grown up and so on. And I was researching that and find some really interesting facts. But if we were trying to talk about it, it would take a whole day or something. So if you're from Slovenia, you can actually read it in my thesis. If not, I hope I will soon be able to write something in another language because I'm currently trying to do so. So if you're looking at YouTube, okay, you firstly notice they are YouTubers and they have a really great power. They are basically, we call them influencers. So what is an influencer? It is basically a person who has got that kind of power that people actually start to behave similarly to them or do as they say, or they are able to change opinions and maybe emotions, behavior, as in somewhat that can be really dangerous, especially if YouTuber is promoting dangerous kind of behavior or lifestyle. I don't know if you know, but YouTube started to make lots of changes, especially when it comes to YouTubers, and one of them was they prohibited to post any dangerous challenges because when there was I think blind box challenge. I hope I'm saying correctly. One girl was driving with her. She tied a piece of cloth above her eyes, and well, she blindfolded herself and was driving because Bird Box, yeah, because in that movie it is a challenge that you need to go blindfolded around and do specific tasks, and so there some made this a challenge and some people tried to uh, repeat the challenge, and one girl actually got crashed with her car, and then YouTube said that they won't be allowing any dangerous challenges. Some dangerous challenges are also with fire or when people were eating Tide Pods. So that was really dangerous, and actually some of people who were trying those challenges actually died or were extremely hurt. So YouTube started to be really started to pay attention more to those kind of videos. But as you all know, it is really difficult to control online things, especially nowadays, because they are so fast. Even if YouTube sees certain video and then puts it down from the internet, there is still a chance that many people saw it, because on internet seconds count and minutes count, not days and hours. So it is really good to know that when you are letting a child or adolescent watch YouTubers, that can they are talking about those things to you, and they are aware about the dangers of repeating something. So it is good that when a child starts to use YouTube, that you are with them and talk about things and participate maybe in some activities such as making new things or funny challenges like 10 years challenge was interesting for me, because you needed to find things you were doing 10 years ago, like your picture or something, or challenge who draws, I don't know, who draws more apples or stars in a minute, challenges like that, not dangerous challenges. And it is really important that children and others are talking about YouTube to you. And this is sometimes a challenge because many parents are not really interested in YouTubers and YouTube. And if they say to their children that YouTube is boring, or I don't know, it is a waste of time, those children and adolescents won't be talking about it anymore. And if they approach a certain dangerous challenge, anything could happen. So in any fields, any interests of a child or adolescents or others, it is important to at least give them support and listen to them, because you never know. Maybe once they would need someone to talk to and they won't be able to talk to you because you said it is uh, pointless and so go on, and they could get hurt or something. So it is really important to participate in those activities and talk about it. And YouTubers are also a really powerful influencers because they we are see them as how could I say, as a really normal average people. You know, when you're watching a movie stars, usually you are oh, those movie stars are really rich, or they were born in rich family, they have money, and you can't really relate to them, right? But when it comes to YouTuber, you can relate to them because they were students, they didn't have any money, and still they're living pretty normal life. Well, it depends on YouTuber, but they became famous because of their effort and because they're trying so hard. I'm not saying that movie stars and other celebrities are not trying their best, but there are cases when either they were born in a family of actors, for example, or either they had support on that kind of fields, but many YouTubers didn't have support, didn't know what they're going to do on YouTube, but they still tried their best. And many YouTubers are actually similar age to the viewers, so you can easily relate to them. And one other point, when it comes to movie stars, well, you can write them a letter, but who knows if they will reply. You can meet them in meetups, but it still depends. But with YouTubers, you can actually interact with them one on one, either with messages or on streams, and that can really affect the influence they have. Actually, people can perceive them as friends or as family or at some really important people, and the more important person is in your life, I guess more influence they have on you. So YouTubers have that kind of status, and this is a really interesting psychological point, because YouTube is one of the most spread media. It was like a social network at first, but now people see it more as a media, because you can find even things from TV there. You can actually see uh, live streams of different events. So it is actually TV. And now they are also having some movies and series which are payable and created by YouTube. So it is actually becoming more and more like television, like media, than actually a social media, which was the goal at first. So they wanted people to share movies which they couldn't share via email or other media. So but now there is YouTube, and it is becoming more and more like television, and it seems like the power of YouTubers is in question, because there are lots of rules and there are lots of new laws like copyright laws, and it is worrying because YouTubers are one of the most important influencers in our and other lives. And they are actually talking about many topics which other celebrities aren't. And they're showing us daily life and giving us advices. It is like in a way you're having a teacher who is teaching you different things. So I think it is really important to let them stay there and support them. And I hope YouTube and others will somewhat find my thesis and read it somehow or other things, because my thesis shows how important YouTubers are, and sometimes we don't even know. But the other psychological thing about YouTubers is that if you are watching a certain YouTuber like PewDiePie for a long time, you might notice how burned out they got. One of them who was burned out, I actually saw that because I'm watching him for a long time, is PewDiePie, but now it seems he's not as burned out anymore. Another one is, for example, Dashi, who I adore and I watch, and many others too. There are also many changes in their personalities because of stress and other things. So my personal opinion and opinion and psychologist is that they should have help. And psychologists here in media field and in internet field are really rare. There is cyber psychology, and I see myself as a cyber psychologist because my thesis is based on that, which is researching things online, but I think we don't have enough psychologists online. The only field which is, or I see as a really strong one, is online help, because nowadays there are lots of online lines. You basically go on chat or you search for a psychologist, and then you can chat with them and answer and talk to them and give them questions via internet, and not with a phone like it was 10, 20 years ago. It was popular, so you called a psychologist online, on the line, basically on the phone, and talk to them. And now more and more people are searching help on the internet. And so I think psychologists should help those influencers online and YouTubers. And well, my ideal thought is that every YouTuber should have a personal psychologist, but that's of course ideal, and it cannot be. We cannot do that because there is so many YouTubers and so little psychologists. Maybe one psychologist at 5 YouTubers, I don't know, or maybe only those who have, I don't know, 1 million and above subscribers should have a psychologist. Why? Because they're, first of all, they are burned out. They need to upload content every day, some even 2 times, 3 times a day. If they don't do that, people will start to unfollow, people will start to be mean, and people need more and more things. So they are really burnt out. Other can experience stress because of mean people online, because of many, let's say, haters or people who don't like them or their content. So there is another thing like threats with threats with suicide, threats with I don't know what. So there is stress because of that. Another thing is they need to be really careful what to say in their videos. Some YouTubers are, in my opinion, talking too much about their private lives. And when you are talking about their private lives as much, and you let basically strangers into your house, it can be, in my opinion, really stressful. Especially if you're talking about your deepest problems with strangers online, rather than, I don't know, with proper help, or at least with your family. It can be also stressful because it can open many things and people can be mean. So I really think that YouTubers should limit what to say about their private lives. I was also thinking they should kind of have a persona. For example, Dashi is really good at that. Dashi said few things about his life, and other that he's playing a character. One of YouTubers I really like is, for example, Davey, a bassist who also has a persona, and we only know his age and um, what nationality he is, and that's it, and what he likes, and that's it. And I think that's really good. You can be more relaxed, you play a character, and if something, people attack that character and not you directly. So that could be also one thing with psychologists can help. And also time management, when to sleep and what to do. Uh, some maybe don't even eat properly, and many YouTubers nowadays or other influencers like on Instagram are saying how overburned they are and they need to take a break. And that's a problem because they really have a talent and they have so many people, but who is helping them? Of course, family and so go on, but I think they should need professional support, because in many companies there is a psychologist who is helping with team building, with motivation, with stress. But YouTube, I've never heard of psychologists who would help YouTubers, or like they would at least have one two YouTubers in their bases, their houses, where, if you know, YouTube has different locations in which YouTubers can meet up. So I really think we psychologists can help them, not only YouTubers but all people online. But one my mentor said that we psychologists kinda missed out a train for to research internet, because when we started to research it, it was actually too late because now things are flying too fast. And the problem is, when I'm researching things and if I publish them, in that short time, it can things can change a lot, and I experienced that when I was writing my thesis. So it is really also important how we approach those things. So Lila said that she finds the news version of YouTubers dangerous, as they try to collect specific information on other YouTubers without fully understanding it themselves. So when they share it with everyone, it can be taken out of context and millions can hate one person, which shows too that one person can change the mind of billions. Yes, I agree. Um, Also, there is lots of hate online. They are dissing others, they are searching how to destroy others. There is a big competition, especially because there is lots of YouTubers, and if you're more popular, you might get more money, more subscribers, and they started to hate each other. And when YouTube started and when YouTubers appeared, it wasn't anything like that. Now it seems like YouTube isn't really a creative place or place to help others, but a place to earn more money. And it scares me that it's becoming similar to film industry or voice acting industry or anything like that, and that less and less people would be able to participate in YouTube community. Also because YouTube doesn't support those who start anew, especially if they are using soundtracks and music which is copyrighted, or if they are playing games, because that's copyright, and they delete their channels. And this is wrong, because everybody wants to show a piece of themselves to others and help others, and YouTube should be supportive to that. And I really hope they realize something, because every time I'm going on YouTube, I'm afraid that one day YouTube would be gone, especially what is going on with different companies like Google and, as you'll know, applications or laws such as Article 51. So it is really scary, and they should be supporting each other, but instead they are trying to diss each other and trying to make each other look bad. And YouTube, I believe, has the power to stop everything like that. If they can stop, if they can, imagine if they can spot a YouTuber who has less than 100 subscribers and delete their channel. Imagine that a YouTuber who has, I don't know, 5 million subscribers and is mean, it can be even easier to spot, and they could demolish their channel. But there is a trick, because those YouTubers who have more subscribers are bringing more money to YouTube. They are bringing lots of support from different companies, and with advertisement YouTube is getting more and more money. So the idea of YouTube was a friendly page on which you could share different videos, but at the end it is all about the money, and this is really sad, especially because YouTube and YouTuber have such influence. And if YouTubers are hating on each other, they're manipulating each other, and adolescents and children are seeing that. Imagine what kind of influence it has on them. Um, they would basically say, okay, so that YouTuber is doing that, so it is correct. And I think it is dangerous, especially because it seems there is no one behind or in front of them, only YouTube, who usually send them notice if they are using copyright music or they're cursing. I think that fighting against each other and all that is more should be observed more than copyrighted music. But we are living sadly in society where money is the most important thing. So I really hope that my words can reach someone, that they can think about it. And I also did the research, and I hope it could get to those people. I never know, because sometimes money is more important, but still. And YouTube has also many positive things, such as you can study on YouTube, you can socialize, you can find someone who is similar to you and learn from it. It is actually a community on which people learn, and I'm afraid they learn on it more than in families and around friends, because nowadays many people are looking at the screen, at their phones, and that's also one of the problems, and we need to be careful what to do. I think also YouTubers don't really have many knowledges what their words can do to viewers. Maybe they don't really realize that um, if they're doing certain behaviors such as fighting towards others, being mean, drinking, smoking, that can actually influence viewers. But I see many YouTubers are aware of that, and rather than them collecting likes, they are rather teaching people some important things. I always remember of Dashi because he's always teaching his viewers to stay in school, to do homework, to stay away from drugs, any kind of drugs, to stay healthy, like drinking water and exercise. And I think that's really important. More important that when you are trying to, like, you waste hours to find a song which isn't copyrighted. And I think there should be algorithm, or YouTube could, I don't know, employ some people who would actually watch the videos, not only pass it through algorithm and see if the music is okay and so go on. Because many things can happen. Maybe after you upload video, some people could watch it, or not some people. You could create some kind of application or algorithm to watch the whole movie, and the whole video. I don't know. I sometimes I have ideas which um, cannot come to life at this time and place, because we don't have certain technologies, and but I hope things can get better. So this is one view of YouTube. It is also really interesting point that Many people say if they're watching one YouTube video, they end up watching a bunch. And many are like, okay, I will study this and then I will watch a video, but then they're watching it for 3 hours. This is because on YouTube there is so many interesting things, and YouTube actually recommends you videos you like. So you want to see more and more and more. And of course, there is studying which you don't like, and there are videos which you like. And if you didn't train yourself well enough to say no and stop and push phone away, of course it can be a problem. And YouTube is really good to also recommend you really interesting things, and you want to see more and more of that videos. That is also one effect of YouTube. We are spending so many times on it without even knowing. Uh, Lila asked if I think YouTube has a more positive or negative impact on people. My personal and my professional opinion is that it has more positive impacts on people. First of all, we study a lot. If you are from a country in which English is not your first language, you will definitely speak it, learn more English on YouTube, because YouTube mostly has that language. Also, YouTube has many interesting lessons. If you are struggling in school with something, you can watch it on YouTube and you could understand it more. There is lots of science channels about history, about psychology, about everything. So this is one point. The second one is that many videos give advices which are positive, which are good advices, such as, I don't know, how to make a certain object for your phone, or how to cook, what to cook, or things like that. There are also many videos who are trying to show the beauty of different countries. They're travelers who are vloggers, and they're trying to give as much information as possible. There is also lots of videos which are comedy, and um, other relaxing videos which are not hurtful, they are positive, which can help people to relax more. And there are many topics, even within YouTubers, which can give people certain opinion or discussion. YouTubers are talking about things which are usual not talk about in real life, such as suicide, depression, um, then LGBT community is talking about it, how it is like. There are many personal stories. And if you are using YouTube, you can actually meet many stories, many experience, and that can really change person on better. And even if we have some YouTubers who are doing pranks and other things, they're, in my opinion, still small amount comparing to what knowledge we have from other YouTubers. Even those with pranks and so go on can sometimes say positive things, and they actually can help us build our identity, can help us build our opinion. And I think majority of YouTubers is well aware that people are watching them, and what they could affect them in one way or another. Um, of course, there are negative impacts. The only crucial negative effect is maybe we spend too much time on YouTube. And if you're spending too much time online, then you really need to think about your real life too. So that's one negative effect, but that's with all advices of social media. And the other negative effect is, of course, on behavior. But I noticed in my researches that not many are affected by it. It depends, because many parents are talking about what is good and what is right, and many children and others are well aware that they mustn't do things that are shown in videos which can be dangerous or mean to others. They still, but it is it has more negative impact, in my opinion, with young children. One of the reasons is because when when there are young children nowadays, parents don't give them toys, but they give them a tablet instead, and they're watching cartoons on YouTube. That's a really negative thing, because they are not developing, I don't know, different different things, such as um, no, such as communication and interacting with others and motor skills and so go on. And it can also affect concentration, because on YouTube, things can be short, things can be really easy to understand. While if you were reading a book, you actually need to picture in your mind what you are reading. It is more difficult to read, and because it is more difficult to read, you actually gain more skills. And because those children are watching videos and so go on, they need that more and more, and because it is entertaining, they might don't even know what it's like to be bored, or they need to have that kind of for entertainment all the time. Scientists and researchers say that nowadays, if you take a child and go outside with them to play or just simply walk, they will get bored so easily, because with all those new toys and technology, they have so many so many colors, so many lights, that their brain is overwhelmed. And because they are in that situation all the time, they constantly need that kind of situation with lots of stimulus and stimuli. And when they go to nature, in nature there are not pretty lots of happening. There are not lights everywhere, intense colors. So that is a really a negative impact. Um, and sadly, when the YouTube and other social media and technology started to be more common in our lives, everyone was using it, and now we see what kind of impact it does. And we are trying to change it a bit, but we still are not sure what to do. So there are many questions we yet need to answer. But I think YouTube has more positive impacts than negative. I think nowadays we are mostly looking at negative effects and negative things, that we are forgetting about positive. And you need to ask yourself, it is really the best to destroy something because it has few negative effects, even though it has so many positive effects? Or it is better to let it be there, but try to help people, give them power and knowledge to actually fight against negative impacts. If you give a child a knowledge that when they are watching a video, they should ask themselves, is that really a good thing to do in my life? Is that a good thing to other people? Should I be doing that? It is really necessary? And if they are saying no, they won't repeat that behavior. So we need to make others critical thinkers and tell them like to think about different things before they start doing them. But yeah, YouTube is one of the most popular media. So um, so Lala said, I feel like YouTube shouldn't be for kids under 16, do you? As anyone can be watching it, and because of the millions of people on there, you never know who is watching. Well, YouTube created an app called YouTube Kids, which is, I believe, for children under 12, because YouTube is for children above 12 years old or 13. I completely forgot. But when you're trying to be on YouTube, where you are trying to uh, you're trying to make a profile on YouTube, then it asks you how old you are, because for 13 no. But yeah, uh, we are well aware that YouTubers can be younger than 16 and younger than 10 even. And there are many families who are filming them and their children. And I agree that millions of people are there and you never know who's watching. And I agree that there should be a limit on what age people can actually become YouTubers. Because, first of all, no, you don't know who is watching. Second of all, that's a really stressful environment. It is like those children movie stars, you know. Many of them um, had problems when they grew up. Um, and this is really stressful environment, especially because there's lots of people watching you. You need to upload it every day, and that's really stressful for adults. And I can't imagine what it's like for a child. But when I'm watching families who are filming with their children, like Abby family, um, they started with wines. It seems like they're having lots of fun, and for some YouTubers, for some children, it can be a positive effect because they find something they are good at, such as, I don't know, uh, some people, some children are movie stars and stars, I don't know where, but yeah, it's really interesting because I really think if a child is YouTuber, they should 100% have psychologist or at least someone else there, because I can't imagine how stressful that is, who is watching and what impact it could have on their lives. If they're with families, I find it a bit different because they have support. Still, there are people watching, but and you ask if they can get money. I actually don't know if they can get money for that. I know that in my country, if you are under 15, you cannot get money from work unless you are filming a commercial and probably a movie too, or you are participating in some kind of competition. You know, you write a story and you get, I don't know, 50 or 100 euros. So if YouTube is not labeled as work, because many people don't see YouTube as a workplace. They see it more like a hobby or creative place or something. I believe they can be paid. If not, probably their parents are behind it. Maybe they're using account. You know, you can make account and they connect it with your parenting account or something. So I really don't know, but either way, even if they don't get money, they get lots of attention, lots of prizes. Probably fans are writing them emails and sending them toys or something like that. But I could see that is really having negative effect on child. But many children where YouTubers seem to have problems with behavior or emotions, and that can be a problem because if a child sees that kind of YouTuber who is being mean to others, they can be easily influenced. And this is a really good question because if you know, there are many children actors, and I see that a similar way. And if you are watching some shows like um, The Voice or Got Talent, or you can also see many young people participating. I don't know the age limit, but it really depends. I would certainly like them to set up the limit because some children are really too young to be doing YouTube or anything like that. But it really depends. I agree with the limit. Or if there is no limit, I agree that there should be a person behind it who can help those children in some or other way with stress or. And of course, school shouldn't be neglected. You know, YouTubers, those who firstly became YouTubers, such as PewDiePie, left college behind, but those children are still in elementary, primary school, or secondary school, and that's an important part of education. Yeah, and as you said, if they are losing substance abuse, they could have really bad negative effect. I think I once heard about a girl. I don't know if she was under 16 years old, but she was making videos. I don't know if she was a cancer fighter or or their family had cancer, some parents or something. And I remember I was watching one of her videos in which she explained why she isn't doing YouTube anymore. She got overburned. And but nowadays, if you look at children, even if they are not YouTubers, they are really overburnt and exhausted because they're having so many activities. But I remembered one YouTuber who was also a cancer fighter. She had a YouTube channel on which she was doing makeup, and she sadly passed away. I don't know how many years it was, but that's a really good example, um, because she was really influencing children to keep going, to keep fighting for what they believe. And if there are children YouTubers like that, I think that could be positive, but they still need lots of support because they're still children and lots of things can happen. I personally support students who want to go on YouTube, but well, they are well aware that it's really difficult to succeed. But they are mostly sharing videos among friends and they are not showing their faces. So I think maybe those young YouTubers can be present, but maybe with no face or as virtual YouTubers. I think those YouTubers should be, yes, more protected, either with limits or something else. So it is really one interesting thing to think about. And so sometimes I don't really have an answers, but I can say my opinion. As I said, many things are not researched, especially in YouTube. I was really disappointed when I discovered there are not many things about YouTube there. Of course, about money and but researchers, scientific things, they're missing. So I really think YouTube will be researched even more, and we could find solution to every problem. And I hope YouTube will be more aware that um, they should do something about it because this is a really important media, really important. not only because of YouTubers, but also because of many information, because you can watch many events, especially because YouTubers have such a big influence. You could say that they are first online influencers, although I'm not sure if bloggers appeared before, because I remember I heard about bloggers way after YouTube started. Because around that era when YouTube started, we only had pages with like Wikipedia page, Google, and you could only search about different things for school. I don't even remember, maybe there was some news online, recipes. I don't remember bloggers. And yeah, when YouTube started, YouTubers weren't there. YouTubers appeared few years later. One of first YouTubers which I knew were Smosh, and then then PewDiePie appeared, and so go on. Mostly YouTubers were vloggers and playing video games. Smosh were, I remember they were something really new. They started to make comedic videos and they had page with memes. One of them is soon meme. One of them is meanwhile in. Um, so they were actually first YouTubers I saw. They had their own page, their own merch, and so go on. And around then, that time I don't remember PewDiePie. And of course, another psychological fact is that anyone can become YouTuber, and there's lots of problematic behaviors which can be copied by others, because everyone thinks something is good to be posted online, and that something can go terribly wrong for some groups of people. I also, since I will have psychology of music next week, I also thought that YouTube also was a really good media for music. So back then, I'm mostly speaking from point of view in a small country in which you couldn't get all of music you probably could get in America or United Kingdom. So what we saw was on television, and then it depends if you had only national channels or if you had worldwide channels. Then we could buy some music in stores, but they were limited. Mostly it was our country music and maybe some hits such as the Beatles and Clear Creedence Water Revival and I don't know, Michael Jackson or something like that. And other music was really unfamiliar for us. And when YouTube started, the first music video I remember watching was Numb by Linkin Park. Um, Maybe it was first uploaded music video then there, I don't know. And this was the first time I actually heard Linkin Park. And if I look back, we never had it on television, we never had it in stores. And if I couldn't wouldn't have YouTube, I wouldn't meet so many great artists and listen to so many great songs, because also buying things online wasn't really a thing, and you couldn't buy things from other countries, so you were limited to what you had in your country. And that is also one positive thing, because many people started to listen music, and music has a really powerful effect on your psychological or mental health, um, especially through the lyrics, and you can relate to different person. Another thing is anime. Anime wasn't really you couldn't get anime in my country, for example, unless you were close to borderline, because there you could see channels from other country, and if there wasn't YouTube, I wouldn't be so much into anime, because I was watching some anime there, because they weren't on television, they weren't anywhere. You couldn't buy them, you couldn't even buy it from other country, and YouTube actually helped to spread the knowledge of different art styles such as anime, movies, and so go on. Of course there are copyright problems, and we need to ask ourselves what's to do with that, because many things are not available in many countries, and if they were, people would actually buy them. And we need to ask ourselves what to do with that. And yeah, they are deleting some of the music because it is copyrighted, and also some of the videos and so go on. And because of that, it is really sad, because you finally can finally find something you like and it got deleted. Um, in older days of YouTube, that wasn't a problem. What it was there, it was there. And if I sometimes check the old videos, some are still there. I also like that many artists are uploading their music videos and songs on YouTube for free. Mm, in my country, for example, our musicians get more money from YouTube than from stores. So they decided to rather upload songs on YouTube rather than have a single or a CD or something. And it can be really helpful for many artists, and for people who are trying to teach something new to others and so on. So yeah, there are many songs which you actually cannot buy. Yeah, now there is not as much problem, but still some people cannot buy things from other countries. Some are too young to buy them, and in your country you don't get certain music and certain movie and so on, and what to do. But nowadays there are more and more payable pages which still are not available in every country. So I really hope they try to figure out and make some. It can be YouTube, and everything can be on YouTube, and they could actually make some money from it and give them to artists, just like some artists are uploading. I saw especially that many Japanese artists are uploading their videos online for free on YouTube. Many of them are actually uploading half of the video or music. So if you want more, you can buy on Spotify or other other music places. So I think that's really interesting thing to do. But yeah, YouTube was a always a place to share music and different things. So I think I managed to say everything that was on my mind about YouTube, and I really hope you learned something new. And now, if you have any more questions or comments about YouTube, write them so I can answer that, and then I will finish this stream. I do apologize that it is so maybe early for some of you. I wanted to make this stream today, but in the evening I have other things to do. So I decided to try to have it a bit earlier to see if maybe some of you could watch it now because you're from different time zones. Also, on Thursday, there will be International Mental Health Day. So I decided to stream on that day. and talk about online mental health, which was a topic on that very day for 2 years. And because I think it is one of the most important things to talk about nowadays, because we spend more and more time online. So, and then I will have another stream on Friday about music. So Laila also said that goes back to that thing where YouTube just wants money, as there was a video that kept getting taken over, but as it reached over 1 billion views, they decided to keep it because money. Yeah, I agree. And if a YouTuber has certain amount of subscribers, which brings them money, they won't delete any of their videos. And they won't even delete their channel. But if you are YouTube, if you are a YouTuber who has not as much subscribers, they can easily delete your video if you are doing the same thing. At one point, I don't know if they are still doing that, is they're deleting gaming videos because it is also copyright. But if you're a big YouTubers such as Jacksepticeye or Markiplier or PewDiePie, they won't do that because they're bringing them money. So basically, those YouTubers who started 5, 8 years ago are really lucky, because first of all, they were the first ones on their field. There was not many competition. Now they have so many subscribers, YouTube will let them away with certain things, and that's really sad in a way. So YouTube is becoming a place on which you actually, it's very difficult to succeed. You really need to have new ideas, and those ideas seems to be limited nowadays. But some people can succeed. For example, Mr. Beast, who has had so many subscribers and they're still growing, and he's an example that it can be still possible to succeed, but you really need a fresh idea. So if that's all, I will say thank you if you joined my stream, or if you're watching this video after it was posted. So I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I will be around on page posting some memes or different videos, so stay tuned. Also, if you need help or advices, you can always reach me on that page. If you're a top fan, please give me suggestions what to see next. And I will see you in next stream. So until then, like always, remember, you matter. So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon.